Come hell or high water, the football season will happen somehow, some way. There may be a little bit of issues with players and having to wear those apparent face masks, but other than that, I think everything should be going pretty smoothly. All right, so I'm going to talk about college football because the NFL always has things figured out. They always have a plan, for the most part. College football is a little different because they're not paid, and they're doing this for the school and hoping that it pays them dividends by them getting noticed in the NFL and whatnot. Or noticed for the NFL. So I've been thinking about the scheduling because they're moving to a different type of schedule this year. They're moving to a conference-only schedule. And that's left a lot of people upset because rivalries can't happen at the end of the year. That being Kentucky playing Louisville, that won't happen. And just all the other various cross-division rivals that happen at the end of the year that make college football a little more exciting than it already is. So yeah, I was thinking about redoing the entire schedule. I think this is going to be a two-part video. I only say that because I was thinking about this like 3 months ago as well, and I like kind of had everything mapped out already. But this time, this is a little more easier to work with and easier to implement, I think. Whereas the other plan that I had would probably take a number of years before it even got on the road, because I think you'd have to redo all of the schedules that people had set like 10 years in advance. So to start off, I'm going to use my team that I like, the University of Florida, as an example, because I also like the SEC. Big shocker there. But yeah, I'm going to use them as an example. So, I guess another thing I should preface is there are no longer Power 5 teams in this scenario. There are Power 6 teams. I'm including the American Coastal Conference as a Power conference, mainly because of the, just because. If someone goes undefeated in that conference, there seems to be a lot of talk at the end of the year of why aren't they included in the playoff? It's pretty obvious why they're not included in the playoff. It's because they're not a Power 5. I think they should just add them into the Power 5 because I think it would make things a lot easier. And of course, that kind of goes with it, maybe expanding the playoff. But that's another whole video. But we're going to pretend that everything's straight and everything works well for this thing. I'm going to tell you everything. I'm going to tell you their schedule. And it'll make sense when I tell you. So, funny. Another thing I have to preface is they don't play anybody outside the Power 6 conference. None of this scheduling Eastern Washington for, 3 straight games or whatever, or Eastern Washington-like teams. It's only teams within the Power 6 conference you can schedule for your, to make your season complete. So that way there are no cupcakes. I think cupcakes are boring. I don't watch the games because I know they're going to win unless the team has been pretty bad that year. Then it's like, oh, they might lose. But overall, they're not going to win. The cupcake team's not going to win, so there's no investment in watching the game in general. And it's just a game to to give the backups, I think, some time. But anyway, now we can get to it because now I've told you everything that I think is important. All right, so the first game Florida would play is UCF. And I have an asterisk right here, because it's whoever within the Power 6 conference. So there are 2 games that you schedule, technically 3, but I'll explain that at the end. Technically 3, but there are only 2 games you can schedule within the Power 6 conference. Because other than that, you'd move to a 9-game conference schedule. I know the SEC, I think, is the only conference not to have that right now. They only have an 8-game conference schedule, which is ridiculous. But yeah. They would play UCF, and then they play Kentucky, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, South Carolina, LSU, Georgia. Then they have a bye week. Then they'd play Alabama, Arkansas, Missouri. And then they'd have another bye. And then they'd play Miami. And Miami would be that second who's ever in the Power 6 conference that they could schedule. And then the last one being FSU. And remember how I said it was 3? Well, they don't have to play FSU. They just do it because they're the rival school, and everyone would get upset if they did not play them. So technically, they have 3 games that they could schedule outside of the outside of their own conference, within the Power 6 conference thingamajig. That would work. That's not a good video.